Hello, Odd Job Doer here, and today's little odd job here is a little bit about batteries for your car. Now, as you can maybe tell, this is an older type of car, not an electric type, which has I'm assuming a whole different battery system that we wouldn't have this problem with. So, this particular car, try to start up, and sometimes the cars go, brrr, or ring, 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 ring. Yeah, something like that. They just won't start. Well, that ring, 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 ring might mean something else, but brrr usually means a battery, or it just click, 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 click. Or in this case, it did nothing except for the lights dim on the console. So this is a car that's been used off and on, and basically I have here battery, and you got the negative terminal over here, which is usually donated by being black, and the positive over here, which is red. Take this little cover off. You can see the terminal there, and here we have our friend the multimeter. And in this case, yours might be different than this, but the study you want to know is after you get this here plugged in right, which this here is one's in the COM and the other one's in a I think it's like a volt ohms, something like that, resistance. But like this is, you want to turn it on to this V with a line above it and some dots below it. Now this might be above the V, or it might be next to like this. But turn to that setting there, and it goes like that. It starts going crazy. So I'll put this right here, maybe. I think you still see it there popping around. And then what you do is on these other connectors, you see there's like covers on the tips. You take these things off, and there's metal. So I'll take off both of the covers, and you can see it's still jumping around down there. So I touch these together, and it kind of zeroes it out, takes it down 2 to 3. Then, red one, you put on the red, and then you do the black to the black. And black. Now, it calms down, and it's saying about 10.28, if you can see that. Right? Of course, when you take it off, it goes away. 10.28, I hope you can see that. 10.28. Okay. So that there means it's horrendously discharged. Turn this thing off, and then thank you, voltmeter. Now there's also another test I could do if this thing was into running, where you could do the same thing, red to red, black to black, and it should give you, I think it's like in the 13.6 or 4 to 14.4 maybe, and that's going to show that your alternator is working good and charging the said battery up. Now, since this is only 10.28, it's not going to start at all, and that's too much to actually put out an alternator. But the other thing on this one here is there's a little code that's on the side here, and this one here is on a sticker. It might be on the top on your battery, but let me just zoom in down in here, because I found it. It's behind that guy there. Right, you see it there? Of course not. You see it now? Definitely not. Okay. That's how you can find it. There it is. You see that right there? Little sticker. It says E4. If you go, if you use a little stuff, you go, let me see, E. So that's alphabet. You go A, B, C, D, E. 5. 5, right? So that's the 5th month. And the 4 usually means the last digit of the year. So right now we're in 2001, and so the closest behind me would have been 2014, and that's when the battery was manufactured. Not so much as installed, but just manufactured. And I'm not too sure about what the warranty on this, but sadly, this was bought at Sears Die Hard, and it's a little hard to find a Sears store right now where this car is located at. And I think the warranty is pretty much shot for it. I mean, I can't remember if they had a 72-month, an 84-month, a 97,000-month. I don't know, but basically what I'm saying is that it's time to get a new battery. So, go ahead and pull this thing out by this here being a, I think they have different sizes depending on what you have, but I know these two here are 10 millimeter. And you start with the negative terminal. Undo that. It's going to turn off all your electronics in here, or, you know, because there's still stuff like your stereo, clocks, alarms, or whatever. All that's still working right now. Once you get this thing loosened, pulled off there and set aside so it's not touching this anymore, then foomp, all that stuff's going to start slowly die in your car. Same thing on the other side here. Undo this terminal here. Well, this nut. And a little bit different fitting. This is not factory here. It's a little bit, well, maybe just factory, but it's a little bit specialized, maybe. I don't know. All I do know is that if you can't get it, if you loosen this up, there's pullers you can get for it. You know, give it a little twist, see if it does anything like that. Sometimes you have to get like a screwdriver and just kind of slightly split the middle here, right? In this case, we got those out. Now then, next thing we'll be doing is get this hold down bracket out, and then in this case, the whole thing will just lift out. So I'm going to take a ratchet here and do this front bolt here. Which this one's 8 millimeters, I think. Yeah. So I'll take that one out and then see how much play I got in it. I might have to find something else for that back one, unless it's also a 10. Yeah, it's a 10. Give that a few loose ends. Usually the back one, or if it's not like a little post, like that one back, like that one back there, which you can't see, right over here. If I don't know a little post like that, it means that there's a thing that goes down at the hook usually. So you just do that a little bit, and then the whole thing can be unhooked and come out. And I'll get this 8 out, like so. And drop some kind of washer down there. Have to find later. But this right here is ready to be kind of pulled out here. I have to get this here out. There. Show you this thing here. See, it has like this little hook on the end of it there. So, got that out, and battery lifts right out like that. And off to the phone book to do some calling around. Dirty. And find a store. Meanwhile, as a pro tip, when you get this thing out, the battery, go ahead and get a rag and kind of dust up, wipe up this junky stuff down here that hardly ever gets cleaned. Your car will thank you for it. Alright, so call around, I'll get a new battery. Alright, so here we got the new battery in. Kind of. We got it just sitting there on the platform down below. Handle goes back like so. And you can see now on the red terminal here what has a cover to it. Sometimes they both do, sometimes just the red one might. Some of them don't have other covers, but there's like a little hole here on it, so you can actually get to the battery and test it. So once again, we'll get our handy dandy multimeter here, turn it to the V with the two line, actually the line, the dot. See that here? Yeah, you guys can't see that. There we go, V line, the dot, and see the numbers going around. So put it like so, and ground them out by touching the two together. Brings that back down to 0. So on the positive, on the negative, oops, and I get a 12.6667. So that there is a nice and charged up fresh battery. I've also checked the date code on it. It seemed like it was only manufactured a few months ago. Your battery should be between 12.4 and 12.9 volts. 12.2 and lower is no good, basically. Actually, I think 12.2 you might be able to put charger on it, but depending on how many years you've had this battery already, if it's like the old one, which is old, out of here. Now me, I'm no biggie on on brands per se. I can't go into that rant too much. I know I couldn't find another Die Hard anywhere in town, and so I went this Excite, and Excite's, I believe, the same kind of mother manufacturer does Excite and Die Hard. So this should be a good one. It's also, says it has a 3-year warranty on it. It's the Max Sprinter, Excite Sprinter Max, I guess. And, I don't know. If it fails, I'm sure I'll hear about it. So, that is that. And then we got, next we'll do is hook it up. But before that, I'm going to find the, a little tool here. I should have had this, you know, hanging out, ready to be used. And it's gone! It's gone. Basically what I'm looking for is the condition. Let me see here, I'll zoom in on this positive one, because you hook the positive first. So this little cap has a tab. Grab it and fold off, hopefully. You can't get your fat fingers out like me. Or I can get a tool for it, but yeah, I got it. There. That comes off, you know, recycle it, toss it, whatever. And then I'd really like to find that other tool. So, alright, so their tool looks like this on the inside. It has a bunch of like metal teeth, not teeth, brushes in here, right? Metal handle. And so this here you can just kind of go like this to it. And you know, kind of twist up and twist down. Make that nice and shiny-ish. Get some of that possibly lead oxide off the thing. Right? And do it to the other side too. Right, and as you can see here, a little wobbly on the battery. But that's because I don't have it mounted yet. Okay, we got that down. But check out this magic trick. So, we got this thing here. Alright, and this goes like abracadabra. And look, ta-da! Down here, there's a brush thing. Round. So what that does is you take it and you take your terminal without touching it to the other one, and you just kind of go in here and bore out the, not bore it out, but clean out any debris that might be inside your terminal. Here. Alright, and I'll do it for the a negative terminal too. In fact, the negative, I've noticed over here that yeah, it's not only is it needing a little cleaning here, it also needs a little rub down with a rag because it has some grease on it, which somebody might have in the past put some people put Vaseline, some put a coating of some other kind of a grease type product on the terminals. You know, they grease up this right here, put the thing on, tighten it down, and they're like, that's going to keep it from corroding. And you know what? It really doesn't. I mean, it might a little bit, it might in some places, but if it's a hot place, that grease is just going to melt off and make a mess. So I'm not a fan of greasing up the terminals. But I'm going to just take a rag here and wipe down this terminal here and try to get some of that extra grease and gunk off of it. Because you want them clean. Not only where it contacts the post, but you know, around the whole thing, make it nice and clean. Alright, that might be good for now. And now, you know, it likes to bounce around, has some shake to it. So we want to install our bracket. We got this hook part. This actually goes back in the back part there, and there's back in the back part, and it hooks into a metal bracket, I guess. And it's a little tricky to find, but I'm going to find it here. I'm going to find it here in a couple days, so let me get that in there. First what I'll do is I'll hook that back in, tighten down that, and put the bolt back in this front one here. Okay, so after you get it in there, make sure it's nice and tight. Kind of shake it around, make sure it doesn't move around. You want to make sure your battery is tightened. If you don't have this bracket still set up to keep it tightened, sometimes there's a different type of brackets on the base there that you tighten to the base of this thing, but I've had on older vehicles had to take a couple straps, loop them around and tighten them down like radiator clamps, just because whatever used to be there was not there anymore. So you don't want your battery flopping around your engine compartment, that's for sure. Now then, hot side goes first. So positive. I usually just like to grab this here and carefully slide it on. Don't be standing in water, nothing like that. Push it down nice and tight. We'll get down there, and then go ahead and tighten this side up. Then, one thing that you'll need for the next part of this is make sure it's good to have all your doors closed. You don't want any kind of lights popping on. Let's see, tighten this up. Not ogre strength, but pretty good. Okay, I'll leave it like that for now. Other side might spark a little bit when you touch it. So be very careful with that. Now, the other thing you want with this is if your car has any kind of door things, you want to have your key fob there. Because after you tighten this down, you want to hit your key thing and make sure it connects your car. Let's see now. Ow. A little zapping, but nothing too bad. Tighten this down here, get it pushed down. And I'm going to go ahead and do the lock key. Okay. Now, I'll tighten this down securely. Once again, nice and snug, not over tight. Don't want it sliding off the top of it. And you don't want, give a little twist if it twists. Now that there is done. The battery's technically installed. What else I'd do with this though is I want to test out the alternator thing. So this might get a little loud. I'm going to turn on the car. Get my little machine here out of the way so it doesn't fall in the engine. And let me get this thing running here. And I'll show you how to test this alternator. So with the car running now, go ahead and set your voltmeter back to what it was before. And without revving or nothing, just put the hot lead on the hot and the negative on the negative. And if you watch the monitor, it should come to a constant reading. 13.79 is what we got there. 1380, 79, 80. So that right there is pretty good. From I think it's going for anywhere from like 13 amps of volts to 14.5. Right around there is what you want to have. And so basically that is it. Let me shut this off here. No, I'll continue. If you have any questions, comments, leave them down below. And as always, thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you learn anything. If you have anything to share, go ahead and share them in the comments too. And if you have any ideas for me to do, let me know too. I got other jobs coming up. This one here was a little bit stuck in the camera per se, but now it's ready to go. Odd Job Viewer, thanks for watching.